All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you fucking laughing at. We partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, all that.
All right. Welcome to the 157th episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. Yes, this is our Bart Scott episode because I can't wait, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I scared our guest. She didn't know that was coming. There's no other reason to talk about Bart Scott. Nobody remembers famous Bart Scott play. It was just that one interview where he was off that Hennessy because they was going to the AFC Championship, and on the sideline, I know they be drinking hen out them Gatorade. Make a sack, get a little shot of hen. I know how they do it in the NFL. The motherfucker flip out. So I am half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with my co-host Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. Man, 157 episodes we had. I mean, man, we've been asking you. We will continue to ask you, man. Please hop on iTunes, rate and review. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. That's how we continue to do well, and that's how we know what we're doing well. So please hop on iTunes, rate and review.
Yeah, you love us, you see us in public, and you tell us that you love us. Now, at the click of a button, please tell the internet. And as always, 157 episodes in, we're going to keep saying it. We've been saying it. In lieu of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Hennessy. Shout out to Car Guy DJ and the Conways. For setting the trend. And shout out to everybody who's kept it going and getting shots of Hennessy in random places. I got offered a shot of Hennessy on my lunch break once. I appreciate that. Couldn't take it.
Truth, yeah.
Wink, wink. Couldn't take the shot.
Yeah, Conways came through last night with the sold out show with some of that Pauline from Shoe Brew. That was super dope of them. Super shout out to Shoe Brew for coming out last night.
They showed out. They showed up and showed out.
Man, the Tanya was out there. I mean, the Jungle Boot. I mean, it was.
Tanya Harding went so quickly.
Yeah.
I didn't even get any of the Tanya Harding, yo. So shout out to everybody who supported the show and got some Tanya Harding. Just know I'm jealous of y'all because it will take your knees out from my
Yeah, it will.
Shit's real.
Yeah.
It is real.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the Conways. Shout out to the Compton Theater for having us down there or whatever. All of our comics that came out, the people, they've been showing us mad love, man. 2 sold out shows. First shows of the year sold out. And I mean, like, that's mad love, and we appreciate y'all for that, man. That, helps keep us going over here.
Yeah, and if you do leave us a review, you can have it read here on the podcast, much like this one here by Allie Smelly. I'm not going to make fun of that because that might be her actual name. Shot beer out my nose. That's the title of the review. This is the best beer cast on the planet. These guys are hilarious. Thank you, Allie Smelly. Smelly shot beer out her nose. Now she can't smell shit. We love it, though. We love it, though.
That might be one of the best reviews we've had, man. When she shot. I mean, I don't know how the lawyer situation looks like.
I don't know if I want you shooting beer out your nose. It's a waste of good product. Like, your nose, you might have spilled some on your phone. That is weird. Do you drink the beer after it come out your nose?
I don't believe that's a thing that anybody does.
Okay, so if the beer came out your nose and landed on your top lip.
I mean, I might lick my top lip. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna go straight for the tissue. It might be like and then,
because the mustache would filter out all the bacteria.
Yeah, I feel like.
I don't know about Allie. Maybe Allie got a mustache too. And she got filtered. This is ridiculous. But thanks for the review, man. We appreciate that. And if you're listening, we appreciate you. So wait, we talked about Contra. We have another show coming up February 24th down at Contra Theater. Headlining Tommy Kupiak. I missed the last one. I'm excited. I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, man. He showed out last time he was here. That was at a hell of a show. Excited to have him back. We have PA Libations coming through. You know how they come in and it's a whole.
I'm scared.
Yeah. It's a whole nother scene, man. So, bring some bottles of water. We'll get some bottles of water at the concession stand.
Definitely bring some water. If we could get Giant Eagle to donate some water, that'd be nice.
Dope. Bring some DDs. Bring DDs and come out, man. It's as always, it's BYOB and free. At this point, it's free liquor at this show, man.
Yeah, if you're a Lyft driver or Uber driver, just stay in the area at Contra Theater. You'll get a ride quickly. You get one real
Loop
quick.
around, you know what I mean? Like chill in the parking lot.
Just be in the area. Treat it like the airport.
Truth, you know what I mean? So that's February 24th, headlining Tommy Kupiak. And if you're looking for tickets, that's ComtraTheater.ticketleap.com. And then also down at Apis Meadery, we got Hurry Up and Say Something Funny. And it's like a crowd work show.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have some of the best in the city come in and fuck with the crowd. So, come out. We got a food truck as always. Fantastic food will be down there at Apis Meadery. And, we just get in the building and we make you feel bad about yourself. So leave your feelings at home.
But you're encouraged to talk shit back.
Yeah,
that's the fun of it.
Heckling is encouraged. You know what I mean? Like if they ain't saying anything, I mean, you know how motherfuckers be bullshitting and it's like, let's, kind of like encourage him to do well. No, fuck that. Tell him to get off stage. There's four or five other more comics coming up on this motherfucker waiting to get on. You know what I mean? Like get that motherfucker off.
Yeah, it's Apollo style, but you can use words. You don't have to just boo. You just talk shit like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
Say it. I'm waiting for somebody to do that.
You can say all the words that you hear us say on this podcast.
That would be crazy.
Yes.
I would love to get like super heckled at that job. I had the one time, the one girl, she was trying to get at me. She tried, bless her heart, and no. I do this for real. I might not be the one you want to heckle.
That's the fun of it, man. Like it's a back and forth. You know what I mean? So we come down February 22nd at Apis Meadery. Like I said, we got fantastic food truck out there. Aaron Kleiber, Razor Watney, Tim Ross, Ian McIntosh, Mike Travers. Paige Palaznek, and a couple of special guests, man. So it's always a stacked lineup, and it's free. So.
And
hang out.
Giving away shit.
Yeah,
giving away a lot of shit, man. We give away free content, free beer samples, free liquor.
These are headliners. You know what I mean? Like these are headliners that you're coming to get for free. You know what I mean? Like in a meadery with a food truck right out front.
Yes,
man,
and if you haven't had mead,
that's an easy night.
Yeah, if you haven't had mead, that's reason enough to go try this out.
Man, that shit is
shit dangerous too. If you're a Lyft driver, be around on the 22nd around that.
It's the most unique thing going on in Pittsburgh right now. Like there's no other meat like this. You know what I mean? Like in the area, it's ridiculously good. If you haven't had it, we highly recommend it because Dave Sermonera brings the party, man. So
that motherfucker really does though. Like, he really is the party wherever he goes. He comes with a party pack everywhere. Yeah. Shout out to him just for being him, for being a great guy. For
pushing the culture too, man. Yeah. And he's moving right down the street, upgrading and whatnot. So we looking forward, building a stage for comedy and for the arts and whatnot. I mean, he really looks out. So shout out to them and come catch us February 22nd.
All right, so we're going to get into this episode, this Can't Wait episode. Mm-hmm. And you've heard this lady on Drinking Partners, episode 89. I don't even want to, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like black magic embodied in a human being. How about that?
Yeah.
We got the beautiful Miss Beauty Jackson in the building. Say what up to the people.
What up, the people?
Oh, yeah. She ready.
I am.
She's ready.
Soulful.
I've had beer and bourbon, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is our third liquor cast in a row. Our guests now. See, now we reaching a certain stature because they bringing us liquor, like real liquor.
I've noticed a trend that the brown bring the brown.
The brown make it brown indeed.
I think it's an age thing because when I was in my 20s, it was all about vodka, tequila, whatever. But once I knew better, I did better. So.
That's right. Can you say it again?
You know better, you do better.
Leave that vodka alone.
Please don't do it. Please don't do it. That's how you marry men named Rico.
that's how French Montana's in your commercial. Don't let Puffy fool you thinking that vodka shit cool.
Don't do it.
Standing on top of the buildings in Vegas with Ciroc. No, get you some brown. Get you some bourbon, some yak. All right.
Maybe a little bit of scotch.
A little bit of scotch.
Oh, no, we like a good scotch.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
what is that Lafro Echo? You know what I mean? You remember Pittsburgh came through? Yeah, it came through with that, man. That shit is
refined us.
Delicious.
So my favorite is the Macallan 18. You need it in your life.
I got a bottle of that. That shit is delicious.
Whenever I feel like I've done some baller shit, I buy a bottle.
I didn't even know how to pronounce it. I just got it. I looked. I was like, this is on the shelf. It's next to some shit. I'm like, price rate. Let me try it out. Man, that shit was delicious, man. It's a nice because it's in barrel. Right. Multiple barrels or whatever.
Yeah, that shit, you drink that and make your mustache curl.
It's like you just,
I feel like it's a bare knuckle boxing, but refined. You know what I mean? It's back when they used to fight with their fist out, like
Jack Johnson.
Yeah,
it's when they wore leather helmets for football for the real men.
Boxing shoes look like boxing gloves. What's that on his feet?
that leather socks,
leather baby booties and shit.
The first time I had scotch, I definitely felt like a white man. I was like, oh, this is what privilege feels like. I see why you don't want to let it go. I get it.
First time I had scotch, I was like, where are my books? I'm supposed to be drinking this shit in the library.
With a pipe.
Yeah.
I would have just sit in the chair with a cat and pet it, like plot taking over the world, like
Christmas hack: buy your man a polo robe with some scotch. That motherfucker feel real.
Yeah.
Shit. Wake up Christmas morning and tie my robe up with my nipples out a little bit.
And that's when you make all your requests. All your requests, ladies. I promise.
Oh,
I've done the
I think
research.
you just flip this on. Okay. Hold
I
on.
mean, listen, I'm here for, I have to stand up for my folk. I mean, I love y'all too, but
well, at least
we got to keep it real.
At least we get the robe.
You get the robe. You get the robe, and
robe.
I'm sure. I mean, I've had scotch a time or two, and there have been amenities. So I mean, there are things that happen. So it's everybody wins in the end. That's
Everybody
all.
wins. That's
I
why
like win-win situations.
All right. So what's going on in the world of Beauty Jackson here?
Everything. So it's been almost a year and a half since I've been here.
it doesn't feel like that because
doesn't.
We've seen each other,
right?
We keep it,
and I'm always so happy to see you guys, and y'all are always so happy to see me. I used to bump into Ed when he was picking up his babies.
Yeah. Yeah, she saw me in my other life.
Yeah, the regular life.
Other job.
The real life.
Daddy daycare. And when I'm drinking coffee and shit, ain't no
right.
craft beer with that.
Right, when we have to do real shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that anymore. I haven't actually said it out loud in public, but I got laid off in October. Wow. And I did not want to go work in an office again. So I am part-time at a bookstore at Rickard and Beagle in Dormont. And I started doing something really amazing, like right when it's the whole when a door closes, God opens a window, or whoever opens a window, whatever you believe in, opens a window. And I started working with this convention, which I was in it in a very small respect from, I think, like February.
Okay.
I'd been sort of involved here and there because I'd done some conference work and whatever, done some live streaming work, and that's like they kind of tapped me for that. And then a couple of people listen to me on the internet, so that doesn't hurt.
A couple
people.
Modest,
Only thousands.
Yeah,
like
I got a couple.
It's such a funny thing
times.
because it's such a funny thing because I feel like I have way more followers than like I guess the average person would. Okay. But when I look at where I want to be, I'm like, okay, I'm still not doing shit because trying to get the money.
Here's the thing. Right. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're not doing shit. As soon as you think that you're doing shit, you're going to stop doing shit because you're going to get comfortable.
And that's the truth. And you have to stay hungry.
Oh, yeah, always. Like, I'm never satisfied. Like, no matter what's going on in the show or whatever, like, I'm like, it could be better. This could be working better. You know what I mean? Like, I could be doing better, So, like, it doesn't, from the outside, like, you see, folks see success or whatever. And, we are to a degree, but, like, we could always, do better. And like, we are our toughest critics. Because if not, then, ain't nobody else going to push you.
And that's the thing. What's the saying, making the perfect the enemy of the good or whatever? Like, it's hard to not do that because you have to keep moving forward.
Right.
Which has been what I've been doing. So, I've got, so I lost my job or whatever. And I was working with this convention and they were doing sort of a restructuring. Okay. And I just knew a new VP came in and he was like, I want to talk to you. And I just knew I was going to. Have you ever seen Office Space where the Bobs came in and got rid of everybody? Yeah. Because I'm like, this is not, like I'm doing something, but this is very small. And so he's going to get rid of me. And so when I started talking to him, he was like, yeah, you need to be doing way more. So the next thing you know, I was the director of entertainment for this first year convention, which is awesome. It puts a lot of faith in me, no pressure. at all.
So this is the Universal Con, right?
Universal Fan Con.
The Universal Fan Con.
It is going to. Oh,
no, go ahead. Yeah, tell us where this is going to be at, because it sounds dope as fuck.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Be more
in the house. But listen, so you know something.
Blurs,
okay, but listen.
Blurs, if you're listening, be more.
So one of the things So Baltimore has a really awesome Blurred community.
Oh, I know.
Number one. I used to live in Rockville, Maryland, which is actually a suburb of DC.
Oh no, I've dated some folks from Rockville.
I'm sure.
Don't put yourself out there.
I'm sure.
You don't know where our reach goes.
I mean, the game is the game.
Okay.
So that was one of the things when I lived there. I always loved the vibe of Baltimore and the pride they had in their community. Because that meant I'm a New Orleanian, right. So I'm used to having this real solid. This is my home. This is my city. This is where I'm from. And when living in Rockville and even living in DC to a certain extent, you have that in pockets, but it's so transient.
Right.
You don't have it like as a solid citywide thing. And Baltimore has that.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons I was excited to get involved with this project. Being over entertainment, and I feel like we've talked about it before, but my goal has always been amplifying voices, especially the people who aren't always heard. And that was the goal of Universal Fan Con, for not only the typical things that you always see at every con, but to make sure that we're getting voices from Black people, Latinx people, indigent people, folks with disabilities, people from the LGBT community, not just the ones you like, the fancy ones you like who are popular, but the ones who, but the ones you don't hear from, the Black folks, the people of color, the people who, trans women, trans men. That's what we're going for.
And the thing is that like, I don't, because, there's a one of the biggest, Comic Cons, because I'm a big comic book geek. You know what I mean? I love going to these with the anime cons and shit like that. Like, and like one of the biggest ones is in DC, like right there. Once a year. But like, the thing that people don't understand, like in the culture, is that like there's only but so many stories that like a straight white male can tell. I mean, there's but so many perspectives that limiting. You can have. So like, diversity isn't a crutch. It's not like, oh, we should have this affirmative action like involvement of these people because like to give them a chance. So there's like, oh, it might be lesser than. It's because there's actually stories to tell, and like. You look at Mesopotamia was the boom of civilization. I mean, like, it's because of cross-culturalization. I mean, like, the people interacting and sharing ideas from different perspectives. That's how evolution works, even on a cellular level. I mean, DNA, we boom when we mix those genetics. We boom when we mix our cultures. So, I mean, I think like something like this is, important in that regard. It's like, like come out and like hear these Black voices. Like this Black Panther movie, shit, I'm gonna see that like 4 times in 2 days.
It's gonna be huge, and I feel like it's the thing about it. One of the things that we have is that you call it diversity, we call it reality, because it's not just like we're pretending that these Black folks and these Latinx folks and these these Middle Eastern folks have voices. They do have voices, and we're not accurately telling their stories because we're letting a white dude tell it, or we're letting a white woman tell it. And it's going to be very flat and two-dimensional, not necessarily by their intent. It's just that they're limited in their experience. Yeah, right. And if you're telling these stories and you don't have our voices helping you at the forefront, then it's gonna at some point fall flat.
Yeah.
So, okay. Can y'all like educate a brother on this whole con culture? Like, what are these cons?
So,
because con that's a negative.
So it means so there are so many different. It's hard to really narrow down con cultures because you have something that like Universal Fan Con that is really looking for the diversity in fandom in multi fandoms. So when you think fandoms, you think like Buffy, Harry Potter, Star Wars, Star Trek. Like those are the big names that kind of come to your
I
mind.
never watched those. But
You never watched any of these things? Ed, we really need to have a prayer circle for you because the things that you just you need a prayer
Well,
circle.
first of
you
all,
do.
Star Wars, it's not gonna happen because we're gonna have this whole outer space conversation.
Man, look,
It's not gonna happen
we
here.
can't go there.
Harry
Please,
Potter.
I spent a half hour last night on this fucking conversation. And
Seriously?
I was like, yeah, no, you didn't
won.
win.
I
You
won.
just
But
with a space engineer in the building
who couldn't argue nothing?
He owns an
Couldn't
aeronautics,
argue a damn thing.
a space aeronautic, and I was just,
He got a degree. I already got a degree. That's
look,
what's
man,
up.
I'm not.
I don't know. I'm not gonna go there with you, but I'm sorry. I don't believe you won, and maybe that's my bias. But you're not gonna fight me, so we just have to leave it at that.
I mean, the
just
fact
have
that
to
you're
leave it-
not willing to enter the conversation lets me
Well,
know I got
no,
y'all shook.
I'm
I got y'all motherfucking shook about
so you
this space
follow
thing.
you follow me on
Look,
Twitter.
He's baiting you.
You follow me on Twitter, and you know there ain't an argument I won't answer. However, I'm deferring to my host.
Hi, I'm Dave Bracey.
Hi
Welcome
there.
to Drinking Partners. So tell us about, some of the, the cultures that you're trying to bring into, with this.
So, one of the things. So, if you're a book geek, American Gods, we're gonna have the cast. We've already announced that the cast of American Gods, or a lot of the cast from American Gods, is going to be there. I am a huge Neil Gaiman fan, so that's a big deal for me.
Who's that?
He wrote American Gods.
Okay.
So
Look at me.
get into
Fuck that
him. So listen, get into him. Now.
Is that TV?
If you like fantasy, he's written a lot of books. Have you ever heard of the movie
books.
Coraline?
No.
So he wrote Coraline, which is kind of a big deal. He wrote Sandman, which is a really great,
Mr. Sandman.
graphic
Oh, no,
novel.
I've heard of Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sandman.
so Sandman.
Oh, Sandman is deep as
So,
fuck. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I know you.
So he's just amazing. If you're looking, like if you're really trying to look to get into his books, American Gods is fantastic. It's also on Stars right now. And Anansi Boys. He writes this amazing book. I don't want to give the plot away, but it's basically about the African folklore. Anansi, amazing, fantastic. So
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend getting into him. So the cast from American Gods is going to be there. We're going to have a lot of like video game composers, musicians, that kind of thing, which I'm excited about because that's not completely my deal. And part of the reason that I got involved in this is not only amplifying voices, but finding new things, because you can tap out on nerd shit really easily. Like once you kind of just stay in your wheelhouse. So part of it was me expanding
Yeah.
my stuff.
Yeah. I guess because, man, cons, I love cons, man. It's just fucking people just come together and nerd the fuck out without reservation.
There's going to be a lot of cosplay.
There's cosplay, man. The time and effort they put into these goddamn
Okay, that
costumes.
just sounds freaky.
It
I
looks
will-
like.
so why does it?
Like,
Why do you
that's
go
how
to
it's gonna
freaky?
Be a lot of
It's-
cosplay.
But I mean, it's just-
y'all didn't hear. Y'all said
But
there's gonna be a lot of cosplay.
but
Like,
it's
just-
fun. I'm gonna
not
be.
saying it's not gonna be.
I'm
fun.
doing cosplay, and it's gonna be
I
awesome.
said that sounds
So
freaky. I'm not saying
I'm
freaky.
gonna just be real about it. Like a lot of anime and a lot of comic
I
books
ain't gonna say it's
are
freaky.
Yeah.
All right, so
fairly
I'm right.
sexist.
It is.
I'm right then.
They're fairly sexist. They have a sexist lean. They tend to draw the women in very exaggerated and sexist ways. So at these Comic Cons, there's typically a lot of women who dress as these characters who have been depicted
So what is
in
cosplay?
very fleshy outfits.
Well, and that's a.
Is that
that's
what
a,
cosplay is?
Well, no, it's
So-
not only It's not only. That's not the only thing that cosplay
That's
is.
not
It's-
the only thing.
It could be any number of because like the cosplay that I'm going to be in is not at all that. So it's
There'd be cheeks out, bro.
there's definitely
That's
cheeks
what I'm
out.
saying. So-
it's like damn near some nips. It,
All right,
it can
so
be.
hold on,
It can be freaky.
Because I'm
But
getting educated. As listeners, you should.
I'm here to
I don't know
help.
what the fuck's going on, but when I hear because I do hear scantily clad women are there. Like, why
Oh,
don't
you got your Princess Leia outfits,
Yeah.
and you get your Wonder Womans,
Yeah.
and but that's not all it is. I mean, you get the Halo motherfuckers that come out in the full ass
dudes
you-
dressed as Halo
Master
dude?
Chief? Yeah, the motherfuckers will come out in a
Yeah.
whole ass Master Chief working like shit'll move around and whatnot. Blade will be coming through
So it's like furries for people with video games and comic books.
with enough.
in movies and
movies,
books and
yeah.
What movies
like-
do they dress up as?
There's a lot of Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of Star Wars. There's a
look
lot
like
of
the
Star
Halo
Trek.
guys,
There's
huh?
a lot of
It's like the jazz and shit like that.
Like,
I mean,
yeah, Batman. There's gonna be a lot of Harley
Should I
Quinn
not be
because
on
she's
this episode.
no, of course
I
not.
don't know what the fuck
Of
y'all
course,
talking
you
about.
know what you know, Batman.
I do know Batman.
There's
so
gonna be a lot of Harley Quinn there because she's just kind of iconic in and of herself.
Okay, now, so is she symbolic of a lot of what the cosplay, like when people dress up?
So
Because
there's
she's had that
Who?
kind of
Harley Quinn?
sex appeal
Yeah.
type of thing. But
she's got
very
like the
exaggerated
kooky
in
kind of
costume.
crazy sex
Yeah.
appeal, the whole abusive relationship with Joker
I
that
guess it
people
was
tend to
real
not
deep
like.
with that, yeah.
It was very deep. One of the things that I do like about it, because I do read comics, and as far as Suicide Squad, which was a movie that came
a
out.
fucking
Bing,
abortion.
I saw that.
I
on film.
so
It was
listen.
terrible.
It was-
I thought
fucking.
that was good.
It was
terrible.
fun
It was
though.
garbage.
But if you read
it was garbage. I even downloaded the movie in HD and watched it. I paid to see it, and then I went. I gave it another chance. It is fucking terrible, man.
Well,
if
what
you
was bad
read
it
about
is one of the worst.
It
it was all over the place. But one of the
was-
things, if you read the comic,
Okay, so
it's
The comic is
it's
good.
nothing like the
The
comic.
DC animated is one of the best fucking series. If DC made their movies like DC animated
Buzz, you wanna
movies,
sit in
they
on
would
this
be tap out like on par with Marvel. You know what I
I
mean?
say
Like,
this all the
hands down.
time. DC runs like the comic animated game.
Yeah.
DC
Them motherfucking
runs
movies
it.
are like those movies
DC
are
runs it.
ridiculous. Like the choreography and the fight scenes and like they're on par with like anime movies
Mm-hmm.
now. You know what I mean? Like the intricacies.
Hey Ed,
what movies would like? Give me an example.
I would say
Justice League. There's at least like eight.
Justice
you would
League.
see Justice League Doom is a good one.
So
That's a
Superman,
movie?
Batman, Wonder Woman.
Wasn't that one Superman movie
Flash.
trash?
No, we're talking animated.
Talking about animated movies.
Oh, animated.
Yeah,
movies.
like
A lot of them are on Netflix. If you don't see anything else, you have to see Flashpoint Paradox.
oh yeah, that's dope as shit.
Amazing. It's so dope.
Y'all are talking about.
Just do Justice League.
If
Any
you
of the
listen to
motherfuckers
this
will be dope.
podcast and you've been following us, don't start commenting about how sheltered I've been. I don't know what.
Be
the fuck
easy
is
on
going
Ed. It's okay.
Like what? So how did you guys get into this culture? Like,
I wasn't allowed to go outside as a child because I lived in the violent area of New Orleans.
okay. Well, now growing up in New Orleans, were you able to find like outlets to this quote unquote nerd culture that you were like fascinated with? Is that
Yeah,
something that
because I was
popular there?
always no, it wasn't necessarily popular, but I wasn't necessarily a popular kid. I was a me kid. I wasn't unpopular. I didn't have the traumatic experience people tend to associate with like middle school and high school. I had people who liked me. I had people who disliked me, but I was me. So I always liked what I liked, and I never really qualified that. And you were either down or you weren't.
Okay, well that's very mature.
So-
I mean, for a young person.
I mean,
to be able to take
it
that.
wasn't. I didn't. I mean, I was very isolated. I was really sheltered, so I didn't really have. It wasn't like people were sitting in my room and like, oh, you do that, or So it
Yeah.
wasn't. So I had a little more time, I think, to build or be who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So by the time I was sharing this with other people, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm into. This is hot. This is what's up, and either you like it or you don't. So,
Yeah.
and that was my experience. But I find we've especially as we've gotten older, we talk about how we were nerds and outcasts and whatever, but we were all doing the same shit in secret.
So y'all should have just got together.
We really should have just got together. Like everybody, like if you go on social media or you're out and people start playing Bon Jovi and all you motherfuckers are singing.
Oh, like the Chris Paul commercial, to State
Like,
Farm.
Yeah, like if all of y'all know the song, you like we could have been singing this 20 years ago.
Well, see,
And it-
my thing is that like I grew up in an area where like I told everybody I was into this shit because I just didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And nobody was into it then, and they still ain't into it. Like now like geek is kind of cool, so
Right.
they love the movies. They're going to the movies now, and like Dragon Ball Z, they used to make fun of me because I was watching Dragon Ball Z. But then like I mean, a
remember
year
when
later,
that was popular. I
it
remember that
started
was the
to pop,
wave,
and they
but
was
I was
like,
not into that either.
yeah, I was watching that shit like back in like the like late 80s, early 90s and shit. Motherfuckers was like, oh, you watching that geek ass shit? Like I was like, hell yeah, this shit is dope as fuck. And then
And
like 10
when
years
Akira
later, it
dropped?
popped. Oh yeah, I mean, well, see, I was into like Ninja Scroll for me was like my first, like that was my introduction to anime. That shit was wild. as
Yeah.
fuck. Like I was like, that was the first time I knew cartoons could be violent and like wildest.
They were like violent and sexual and
chick get raped in that or something like that. Like it was.
Yeah.
Oh, they was slitting throats and blood spurting all over the place, and like I was like, what the fuck am I? What like? I think I was in. I think I was in like maybe like 6th or 7th grade when.
You saw a cartoon rape.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
That's heavy.
From then I was an anime fan. Like that's all I wanted to watch after that. I mean, like.
Okay.
Not because of that.
It was just
there was a whole story around it.
I didn't say because of the rape.
I mean, there's a whole conversation that could be had about how people throw rape in as plot points.
For adults, I assume, right? It's created for adults.
I mean, yeah, it's so over there, like they treat that genre like we treat our Hollywood movies. You know what I mean? So the amount of like production and whatever, it's like nothing you really see over here in America. And it's such an art form that like it's, you know, like you look at now a lot of movies that are coming out, they take a lot of their directing cues and angles and shots from anime, movies or whatever. I mean, because with anime, it's easier to draw in that angle as opposed to like back in the day, like with cameras or whatever, when the technology wasn't there. You know what I mean? So you can get those like different, you know, scenes or whatever in an animated movie that you can't get in your regular movie because of budgets now. You know what I mean? So that's what, like for me, like I said, I was watching this and I had never seen a story told like that before in this format. But I was like, holy fuck. And like Ninja Scroll is one of the, you know, like one of the top, like, you know, 25, you know what I mean?
It's iconic. So
yeah, I mean, like, so.
Y'all putting me in like a real.
I've
never been in this position before where I'm just like, yo.
I'm nerd. I don't get to talk a lot of
We've
nerds.
given you two. All you have to do is see two movies. You need to see Ninja Scroll and you need to see Flashpoint Paradox.
I don't think I will ever be into anime. I'm gonna keep it real.
Really?
And I don't knock anime at all. I just don't think I'll ever be into it.
Are you in the Bruce Lee flicks?
No.
Oh, then you ain't in an anime.
I'm not into.
See, I was always in
storylines, and that's when with like these comic books and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like you got to invest in these storylines, and I'm just not. So I'm in it for the Marvel movies, for the action.
Yeah.
Wifey is happy when we go see
that's
it.
Part
I'm
of
cool
that's
with
part
that.
of geekdom and nerddom, though. I mean that comes from comic books.
I don't
and
have.
stuff.
You don't have to make me feel comfortable.
No. You
gotta
gotta win Ed over.
I'm not trying to win you over.
Anime.
No, but my point is, no, I don't need you. No, it's not about making you watch anime. But I'm saying there's so many facets to nerddom, geekdom, fandom, whatever. It's not just, oh, I'm not into anime, so you ain't a geek, or I'm not, because it doesn't. That's not really how it is. Maybe it was at one point, but there are so many facets to things that you can like. So there are people who are strictly Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, who just watch the movies, that's a fandom in and of itself.
I'm not so into it that I gotta see every Marvel movie either.
Really, I just
don't. I just like.
He's in the Hennessy fandom.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I mean, he's in the Hennessy fandom. He's not in that. Like, I mean, he's not. And that's cool.
If something piques my interest, I'll go see it.
Yeah.
If not, I won't. That's the type of fandom
like
I'm into.
I grew up watching Bruce Lee flicks or whatever, the kung fu movies, whatever. So that action was always it, and that's why I loved it. I loved the comic books, and like it was just in that. Like I'm a big comic. I collected growing up or whatever. Watched kung fu flicks, and that was the perfect marriage. Like an anime is, you know, and those action scenes
are crazy.
Like, and the progression that has come, that has been made in the last like 30 years is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're gonna be showing anime at. We're gonna
Universal
have a room
FanCon?
just for anime at
So
Universal FanCon. Mm-hmm.
My understanding of this Universal FanCon is it's a mixture of different cons. Like you would get a con that focuses on anime or focuses on video games, but this is
a mixture of fandoms.
This is okay.
So it goes. It covers comics, it covers television, covers books, it covers anime,
and it also covers podcasts. Yeah,
it does cover podcasts.
And we
will be having podcasters live and direct.
So I'm disqualified from that.
You're not disqualified.
No, I don't know any of the cons.
I mean, you know me.
Well, yeah, that's true. I got an in.
Alley-oop. You know what I mean? Like alley-oop.
Now.
I'll go out there and make a fool of my fucking self.
I had Lucy Lunch meeting here. Come on now.
It's okay,
He's
man.
all
It's a
for me
tandem.
making a fool of myself.
It's a tandem.
But
It's
he's not
okay.
going to stop me from asking people what they're dressed as when it's clearly something that everybody here knows.
I'm Batman.
But everybody. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No, I know Batman.
But that's also part of it. We can be terrible. Nerd community can be terrible in that. You're just getting into this. That can be awful, but everybody starts somewhere.
All cultures, people are like that.
You ain't up on this.
Yeah, it's like when you play video games, if you try to play like fucking Halo or some shit and play the online thing, like motherfuckers won't let you play if you don't have a certain rank.
I don't even want to talk about it because my son was supposed to teach me how to play this game when he was home from college and was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And he's back at Slippery Rocks. So.
Yeah, well, you wasn't good enough and he couldn't waste his rank on you is what I understand. Like my barber gave me this
still waiting on me. I still got to send him money.
My barber, he
that
gave
may
me this whole conversation, like this whole lesson on this online gameplay with like Rainbow Six and all that shit. Like, you gotta be really good, and if you're not, motherfuckers will talk shit to you. Like, and you could talk in headsets now. Apparently, and
he gets real racist up in them shits too.
Well, yeah, because motherfuckers, you ain't in arm's length. It get real whatever it's when you ain't in arm's length.
Yeah, I don't spend enough time playing video games to like fuck with kids that play video games for like 15 hours a day. Like, I just ain't. That's the embarrassment, and I'm cool.
Well, yeah, so I'm saying though that's what harping back to what she was saying. All cultures are like that though. Like people who are invested in things like that. If you brand new, you kind of feel like you got to hold it in for a while till you get to a certain level.
Well, the thing about like all of the cons that I've gone to, they have been like some of the most inclusive atmospheres. You know what I mean? Like that I've been involved in. Like everybody is just like very welcoming because they've all kind of like had some, not all, but a lot of them, because of this like culture, it wasn't cool. They've kind of had to keep it in, or they had a small group of folks or whatever. Like, and there's like even me, like who is outwardly like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I fucking love nerd, like the nerdum and like this, that, and the other. But it's still not a lot of people that are into it. You know what I mean? Like that. With the advent of social media, we're starting to get more. Like we're able to connect with the world, so we find more people. But like in the people that I can actually reach and hang out with, it's a very small group of like, real like type nerds or whatever. So they go there to like be
let their hair down.
Let their hair down, be inclusive and whatnot. And anybody that comes there is welcome. Like you ask a question and they'll go on about it. You know what I mean?
Damn.
That's like my favorite part about being a nerd. Like, oh, you're not into this? Okay, so this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And it's like I just love it. And not saying that you have to fuck with it and have to like it or whatever, but just like expanding what you're doing and at least knowing what it is and saying, oh, okay, not really my thing, but I know this thing is a thing now. Like that's part of what I like most.
Yeah, especially when you I love asking those questions because I'll see something like some ridiculous outfit that's like, it looked like it took like maybe 100 hours to make, like, like extravagant. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. And I go over there, I ask them, whatever it is, obviously was big enough and important enough in the world that you spent like all this money and time to recreate that shit.
That's a good point. Where are they getting these costumes from?
A lot of people make them, and they spend. One of the reasons that there's so much investment in con culture is they, like, as soon as they know the next con is there, they're starting on making the next costume. It's like
and it's like a prom dress where you only wear one. Shit, my girl get into some con shit. We gonna be doing some freaky shit because you ain't just gonna be wasting our resources on just to go wear it one day. You better come in the crib dressed as Harley Quinn.
Well, my daughter does that shit. She
dresses up for Comic-Con.
Yeah, they both dress up for Comic-Cons or whatever, and like they make their outfits and whatnot, and like they make some really cool ass like.
You dress up for Comic-Con?
I just put a t-shirt on, man.
You don't just put no fucking t-shirt.
I usually come in as Batman or Superman,
like Samuel Jackson from the Avengers. Came to the comedy show just like that. I know you be dressing up for Comic-Con.
My baby girl is gonna be in cosplay this year.
She gonna be there?
Yeah. She's going to be there. I'm excited. Both of my kids are going to be there, actually, which is, like, I don't always bring my kids around anymore, especially once my social media profile got higher. I got a little more protective of my little people because not everybody is nice.
People are mean on the fucking
People are mean, and I'm crazy, and I spend a whole lot of time bringing these people into the world and making sure that they're healthy and happy. So if you start fucking with them,
I try to it's weird because when I first got into social media, like it was just a handful of people that I knew before I got into the comedy or whatever, and that's where I would talk to folks and kind of share, pictures and, keep in contact. And now it's blown up into this thing. And like, I don't share it like my daughter or whatever to most places, but like once in a blue moon, like I'm so proud of something that's happening. I'll do a quick tweet like, hey, But other than that, like, you know, for the most part, like, I'm not trying to put my, you know what I mean, like, girl out there like that. It's a fucking crazy ass world.
Yeah, especially having a daughter. Like, and yours is older than mine, but now mine is, she's 4, and motherfuckers be out here doing shit to 4-year-olds.
Yeah, so and that's like, because my daughter, when I first got on social media, she was, oh God, I've been on social media forever. She was 7.
Okay.
And now she's 16.
Ooh,
so the way I share pictures and whatever with a 16-year-old girl is not the way I would do it with a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And even like they're adult people who, or not, my daughter's not an adult yet, but old enough to decide what she wants to share.
Right.
So there's a lot that I just defer to her, and I kind of play it a little closer to the vest with them. I think that was a conversation that we had when I was here the last time about how social media and your regular life kind of intersect. And it's in that time, my profile has really gotten heightened, and I'm like, I'm not as comfortable with that, and I'm not as comfortable since my kids are older, and they get to decide. Because you know they don't tweet from my account or any of those things, so they get to decide where they are.
And they're like they see us, like I mean, like, you know, they like. My nieces and our daughters like follow like on Facebook or whatever. So like, I mean, you're talking to them now. And
I had to block my daughter when she did a profile.
I blocked my dad.
I'm this close to blocking my dad.
Oh no, I blocked my mom.
Because my dad,
I didn't block my mom. I just didn't take her.
Oh, you ain't accept the request.
I didn't accept this. So like, she sees my public shit.
You better hope she ain't listening to
see the other.
My dad
hope she ain't listening to this.
Yeah, I guess she filters. She's like a filtered friend.
Motherfucker.
Man, I love my dad to death. Got his name and all that, but man, my dad, he's like an old dude on the internet. Cause like, I'll post some shit, he'd be like, "Go get him, son." Like, no, nigga, don't get him.
My dad doesn't comment on anything, but he's literally on the internet just to be shady.
Oh, he's just lurking.
He just wants to be shady, and then every once in a while we'll call. He was like, "I was on Facebook," and I'm like, let me get my beer.
Man,
my dad, he's just so supportive, man. But it's just so funny how he does it. Cause I'm like, that's not internet etiquette, pops. Like, you gotta say something, swag it out or something. You just go get him, son. Like, that's not what I need on my post.
The hard thing being a woman is like if I post a selfie or something, and like I have to be very, very, very. I have to really think.
Oh, your pop sent you the text. Oh, that's what we doing
now?
No,
not even that. Not even that. But if I post a selfie and it's like, damn, look at them titties. It's like, my daddy is here, nigga. What are you doing?
Do your dad comment with the eyeballs?
He does not comment at all, but it will be discussed. It will be discussed.
Who's this nigga Earl Jackson from Mississippi?
And my dad and also my brother. Now, my brother does not care. My brother will get on the internet and tell me to put my titties away. He does not care.
Like, I'm like, attention to the titties,
I'm 41.
I mean,
I'm 41 and I got 2 kids. Clearly, I've been,
and I'm not mad.
All right, he about to get a DM from your brother and your pops. Like,
I ain't doing it. I ain't put it out there.
Pops gonna say something real cryptic. Like, hope you have a good day. Shit is some wild.
It's a slow scroll.
But it's like, it's just one of those things. And also my son follows me on Facebook. So that's another thing. I'm like, okay, because I don't have him necessarily as filtered. I think he has me filtered. There are things that he does miss depending on the conversation, but he, so it's like, can you not discuss my titties in front of my child and my family? Like, I am somebody's
leave her
mama.
Titties alone, man. Send her slide her DM.
And then my son is old enough where he's like, what's going on here? Who's this? Do I need to know this person?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy because like
my son is 19.
Yeah, I don't even think about that like on the like woman's perspective or whatever, because I don't have like women just like, calling me out like, yeah, I'd love to like dip my finger in your asshole. Like, like women don't talk to men like that.
Why would that?
I just saw
that is men do that all the time.
Oh, men are nasty as fuck, bro.
I'm not saying it don't happen. I'm just saying now if you send me some shit like that on the internet, now we got beef.
My
DMs
ever in your fucking open.
Life ask me if you could dip your fingers in my asshole. What's wrong with you?
My DMs are open and they are disgusting.
Yo,
my DMs are so gross. I don't respond to 75%.
Gay DMs before.
I've gotten
a
gay
dude
DMs.
send me some shit You know?
I mean, they're just
God
testing
damn.
the waters.
I like look,
No,
man,
don't say that. That sounds.
Not like literally.
I take it as a compliment. It is what it is, but I mean, it's still a little distorted because some of the motherfuckers really ain't they're not subtle about how they say
That's what I was gonna say. There's no like hold back on this shit when
some be like I'd be like yeah, but that's
I
just
think
we
men
only get
approach people just the same. I can't even say. I would imagine that your DMs and of that sort and mine are not that different.
Well, the thing is,
aggressive men are aggressive men.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
And we only have experienced that like a handful of times in life.
Yeah.
You get that probably just waking up.
So I'm not conditioned to. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a different thing. I
and
get it.
And it's weird because I can't. Like, especially in this day and age, like I can't say anything disparaging about your sexuality or anything like that. Now, I don't practice that. So it's like, how do I curve you without being rude? But I kind of want to be rude. You know what I mean? I kind of want to be like, hey, what the fuck, B?
Well, yeah, it depends on how they come at you. Like, because sometimes I'll tell a motherfucker like, hey, yo, what the fuck are you? Yeah, but
it's just a matter of like with anything. If somebody who approaches you that you're just not interested in, whether it's a man or a woman, if you're just not interested, you're not interested.
Well,
and that's
yeah. You see what I'm saying? There's a disrespectful way.
No,
to
absolutely.
approach somebody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Is that where we are in 2018, where I gotta get curve tactics from women now?
Yeah.
To curve men. I'm like
asking
for
'cause the
curve
thing
advice.
is-
To the millennium.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. And I think people have different views on that. But if you're not into men, you're not into men. And that's just what it is. You know, if I was a woman who wasn't into men, people wouldn't question it. Yeah, so
right.
you can be a man who is not into men, and you
could definitely.
and if somebody approaches you disrespectfully, you have
Disrespectful.
disrespect is
Dipping
disrespect.
the finger in the asshole is a
You don't get to-
disrespectful thing
you don't
say
get
to a
to just
motherfucker,
presume.
you know what I mean?
Be like, I'm a wholesome family man.
Can
Thank
you say good morning, motherfucker?
Yeah, like what do I say
exactly.
that?
The worst thing-
Can you say good morning, motherfucker?
I'm not a piece of meat unless you're Selma Hayek.
The worst
listening,
thing
Selma.
is like when people overseas follow you.
Yeah.
She's fine as fuck.
Selma
She's
and her mustache.
bad as fuck.
She got a shaped up stash too.
Yeah.
Man. Nobody ever cares.
You know, I don't give a fuck.
Nobody
I don't give a
cares.
Can we
fuck.
talk about Sanaa Lathan shaving her head, by the way? Because I just saw this yesterday.
I don't give a
my,
fuck.
She's so
you
gorgeous.
Should give fuck.
She's so gorgeous.
Oh my
oh
god.
my god!
It should be there should be a law.
I just had to
She's
put
so
that universe.
beautiful.
I just saw that yesterday. Oh my god!
Man.
I shed a tear.
Man.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. And I just love hearing her talk.
I just love her. Well, I love loving basketball. It's one of the movies that make you want to fall in love a little bit, but then at the end you're like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
You're always like, this nigga ain't got no job. I watch him like, where he working?
Blow
He's
my
just,
knee out to get a woman now.
he the Manny? What the fuck is happening here? I don't think I like it.
Yeah, but that's one of them movies, man. That, The Wood, like there's certain movies that just.
So it's apparently very popular to not like all the blackety black movies, and I love
Can we
all
get
of
a
them.
con for that though.
The
Like a
blackety black
movie
movie.
con?
Blackety black
movie con?
Black movie.
Can we
con.
do that?
Blackety
Friday.
black movie
All
con.
in that motherfucker.
Friday, fucking Next Day Air.
Listen, I
Love Jones will be in
I
that
was about to
mother-
say
oh my
it's like
God.
not cool to say you love. I still love Love Jones,
I love the
Jones was a
song
good movie,
for
man.
Love Jones.
And that was the
Yes,
baddest
yeah,
soundtrack.
hopeless.
What was that? All the Spike Lee joints be popping.
yes.
What was the one with Jesus in it?
He Got Game.
Oh, he
Yeah,
got game.
Game,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm thinking the actual. I'm like, wait, what? Nigga, what movie you talking about? Yeah,
That was with Ray
Okay,
Allen,
so-
right?
Yeah, Ray
yeah.
Allen and that bitch. Yeah.
A black movie con.
We need it.
We have to take con out of it if we're gonna put
We have-
black.
yeah,
in it.
because we gotta think about branding.
It's open to cons too.
We gotta think of. We gotta call it
felony
something
friendly.
else.
We felony friendly at the
We-
black con.
We gotta call it the Black Assembly or something. We gotta come up with.
All are welcome at this con.
At the Black
you know what I mean?
Assembly. We should do a black con and premiere Black Panther. Damn, we should have thought about this. Well, shout out to Young Black Pittsburgh because they're doing something at I think the South Side.
Yeah.
Word?
Like an urban
Yeah.
joint. Yeah. So
Yeah.
shout out to
I'm trying to figure out because I'm supposed to be going to Baltimore because we're gonna be doing something. Universal Fan Con is
Yeah.
gonna be doing something out in Baltimore
for
for Black Panther.
I guess it's
yeah.
a natural.
Yeah.
You know. Whatever.
I mean, you can't be you
Oh yeah, I guess
It's-
you be
it's
missing.
so-
Yeah, you be missing something.
I'm so ready for Black Panther. I've been ready for Black Panther since they
It just seems like
announced
should
it.
So I just want to pull back because I'm a contrarian. You know what I mean, just naturally or whatever. I want to pull back some of this Black Panther hype. I
Well-
love it. I love it to death. But I want to shout out motherfucking Wesley Snipes and Blade because that fucking movie and that series is one of the best like 3-part series in all the comic book movies, and it was the thing that
Blade
jump
wasn't
started.
made up for that movie.
No,
That was a
Blade-
Marvel.
Blade
That's
was
a Marvel comic book.
Okay, and we sleep
and
on
it,
that.
Y'all not
and
come
it,
at me like
and
that?
it jump started the new wave
Yeah.
of motherfucking like comic book movies.
Yeah.
When you see Spider-Man and like that whole like that was Blade was the first series that people like knew that comic book movies can be successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything before that was trash. Like other than like say your Batmans and your Supermans or whatever. And Marvel's entry into the game was Blade, and he was a black superhero, and he fucking killed it.
And they
man.
sleep on Blade. I mean, people. It's so funny because Blade is recognized and then slept on when we start talking about Black Panther,
No, but
which is
but
awesome.
now
Like,
that I pulled that back and given homage, Black Panther's gonna be dope.
It's
as
gonna be
fuck.
so
I don't
dope.
think Blade is associated with comic books to the average fan, like because I didn't even know.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
was
Well,
a
the
comic-
average moviegoer doesn't know, and that's
Right.
the thing is that like the moviegoer crowd has
Right.
expanded from then
Y'all
to
didn't
now.
shout out the comic book aspect of Blade enough. You know what I mean? Wesley, and then
Well-
he didn't pay his taxes, so then, they're not
That
gonna give
was
him no credit.
Wesley
They ain't gonna
still
give him
Wesley wins like at this social media thing. Like when you start thinking about
Yeah, he's
Oh, yo,
actually.
I follow him.
Coming,
Yeah.
What he's like? He's like 2 years in now, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's like 2. Yeah, and he's kind of dope. He
Wesley
always-
has a great social media
Yeah.
presence. Don Cheadle.
I follow
really
Don
enjoy
Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
Ice-T is
Yeah.
dope as fuck, man. Like,
Yeah.
My favorite
There are
Ice
people who
T
just get
thing
it.
was that I don't know what commercial it was. It might be like some auto insurance or some shit where he's sitting at the lemonade stand and they're like,
Yes.
Ice-T. He's like, lemonade.
Lemonade. That was the best commercial of 2016. No, man, it's lemonade. Can't you read
Yeah.
the sign?
I just love that shit.
I like the fact that so many of our OGs are still like getting like Snoop.
Getting them checks.
Yo,
Snoop is still as irrelevant today as he was in 1992.
Yo, he was saying something like, somebody asked him, like, asked Ice-T on Twitter or something like, yo, why'd you, like, sell this song out, you know what I mean, to, like, da-da-da-da. He was like, $500,000. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, it was a $500,000.
Get your money.
Like,
Get
yeah.
your money.
I mean, I think we're recognizing our influence on the culture, the larger
Mm-hmm.
culture. Like it's like, all right, we got this shit. Like I think what's so exciting about Black Panther, just the visual of it being, predominantly, if not all black,
Right.
the
It's-
cast. I mean, I don't know the
It's
series or the comic
majority.
books. I'm sure there will be some white people in there.
as far as the
Ooh.
people that we really fucking care about,
But the-
we're gonna
but
see.
the cast, the
white people
starring
are going to be in that
cast.
motherfucker because like Black Panther is actually a very good comic book.
Yeah.
It's very well written, and he has a very like big stake in like Wakanda and the whole like mythology of like Black Panther is a foothold in the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Marvel fan, like you respect and love like Black Panther. There's very few folks that that are like true geeks, white or black, that don't fuck with like because of the way it's well written and like they don't just put bullshit like writers on his. Like Jack Kirby is written like for that series or whatever. For the average person, they probably don't know
No, not at
who.
all.
But like
I am the average person.
He's a
It's the
BFD.
average motherfucker on here. So, how often do these comics like cross over, like their storylines?
all the
So, like
fucking
with
time.
Black Panther, who can I expect to see that I would know about?
You're gonna see Captain America
Yeah.
because he's an Avenger.
His fine ass.
I mean,
Black
he's-
Panther.
He's
Wait,
an Avenger,
hold on.
and he's an Avenger. He's also part of the Illuminati.
Okay, so he stopped the car. His dad got killed in one of the movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah,
He was in the,
I can draw some lines. Okay,
Yeah,
Right.
that's that dude. Yeah.
I'm in the in crowd.
The motherfucker with the claws and shit. He was bulletproof. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean,
So if I came to one of these cons, like dressed as like a regular person, like a civilian,
Of
Tell me, man,
course.
just
Do
put
I
a
get-
t-shirt on.
do
It
I
would be a
get?
good
See,
time.
he's saying I gotta at least have a
Put a
t-shirt.
t-shirt on, man. It's the least amount of effort. It's like $8.99.
So So
Not at
if
Old
I came
Navy.
just as a civilian,
As a regular dude.
But like, what
man,
do you mean a civilian?
just a regular like non
with a
comic
Canadian
book endorsement
tuxedo
type
on.
of thing.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, your hat obviously is appropriate for this shit, but not appropriate in life. Like, there's no reason to have that hat anywhere else. You can't be a giant eagle
See,
wearing that hat.
this is what I face anytime I'm not talking to Blur.
Be a giant eagle and wear a Batman hat.
You cannot wear.
I know for a fact
That
that they
hat.
cannot kick your ass at Giant Eagle for wearing a Batman hat. I know this for a fact.
Out getting the adobo peppers and shit and a
Right.
Batman hat.
This is what I do. This is what I do. But no,
Niggas
there are
trying
a
to
lot of
save
people
money.
who won't be in cosplay. There are a lot of people who won't be geeked out, and they're just there like to enjoy the show.
Okay.
We're working on a fantastic Saturday morning program schedule for the kids, for the chillins, because you know I
Bring the
love the
fam
kids.
out. Yeah.
Because I'm
yeah.
still like a giant 13-year-old.
Yeah.
So we're
I mean,
working
people
on
grow
that.
up like reading comic books or
Yeah.
whatever. They've been reading comic books since what, the 30s and shit.
That's
so,
one of
like,
the things
you know,
I love about our generation, though, that we still kind of have this foothold in what we were when we were kids.
Mm.
Not necessarily not maturing at all, but still like, okay, this is what I liked, but I still like this shit.
I think that's what
And-
fandom is, though.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
as a child, you know, it's more natural to be invested in something to that extent, and then as an adult, you kind of feel like, oh, I got responsibilities.
Yeah.
It's child's play, but I mean, you still, if you're into it, you're into it. You know?
And that was one of, like, with me, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And I realized like a year or two ago, I have been to opening weekend of every Star Wars film ever.
Damn.
Ever.
Well, you were not alive.
I was alive in 1977, and my dad brought me, because parents were obnoxious as fuck in the 70s, and I was alive in 1977,
Well, then
and I was in the audience.
Wow, I've been out geeked.
You stand
I
corrected.
just got out geeked. See, now you will give a
stand
fucking.
corrected, motherfucker.
I just got served.
Yes.
She just
I
pulled the
definitely
geek card.
got
Everyone.
served.
She just pulled that holographic charge
Yeah.
on your ass. Y'all didn't think I knew?
I'm trying to be like,
I
look,
definitely
Wow.
Blue Eyes White Dragoned you with that.
hell,
Yes.
wow. You know what? I'm gonna open this motherfucker and cheers.
That's why I
Everyone.
respect
Oh, shit, I'm
Pokemon,
gonna take
though,
this shot on it,
because they crossed over to the hood in a way that a lot of shit did. Like, niggas was openly like trading Pokemon cards in East Cleveland. Now they were gambling them shits. Like,
I mean, yeah,
you
because it's
getting
East
robbed for
Cleveland.
them. Or hold the fuck
I
up.
couldn't-
No.
I couldn't
I
do
don't have anything.
They
I don't have
gamble
anything.
everywhere.
Listen, I'm from the 9, so I love the hood. So
No.
it was no disrespect. I'm just saying
Nah,
we are who we are.
Well, we turned whatever. So we didn't have actual currency, so we turned Pokemon cards
Right.
into currency. Like,
Right.
motherfuckers was really like gambling they Pokemon cards at lunch, in the bathroom, flipping Pokemon cards with the security guards. Why these grown ass security guards was flipping Pokemon cards, I don't know, but that shit happened. So
Yeah, no, I didn't get into the Pokemon cards. I did watch the cartoon though. I used to tape that shit in the morning
never.
before I went to,
You
to
taped?
school. Like, yeah, I used to tape the Pokemon episodes. I mean, like it would come on. I'd set my VCR because it was a VCR days, and I'd set it for an hour, and I'd bounce in because the bus would come like 15 minutes into the episode, and it was an hour-long block. So I was like, all right, boop, come back
So I
home
was,
after school. Yeah.
I was a mother by the time Pokemon came out.
Oh,
okay.
So that's how I started.
Gotta
watching
catch
it.
them all.
Gotta catch them all.
That okay? So that's as fanatical as I got. I think I got.
But
Pokemon.
it's still a fandom.
Well, again, the cards, and
It
I
is.
wasn't even fully into that, but you kind of had to at one point.
I did. I used to steal the X-Men cards at a Kmart.
They had cards.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
like the X-Men cards and like the comic book cards or whatever, and they had like a holographic series and shit like that. I mean, it was deep.
They
I
were
mean,
dope.
and it was a hell of a culture.
Not your deal. Not your
I
jam.
missed
Yeah, I mean, you were looking at even back then, like, I mean, for like some of the box sets or whatever, it was like $50, $80 or whatever.
to get cards.
Yeah, these cards or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it was. I mean, you would get a box set of like
It was a
maybe
bunch
like
of them, right?
100.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, for like $85 or whatever. But like they had like thousands of these shits. You know what I mean? So they had different series, and I ain't had that,
How many X-Men are
but I
there?
had a gift to.
Like 6 X-Men.
No. What?
Jesus,
Oh,
man.
baby. You need
6?
to. No. It's okay.
That's all right.
This is why
This
the fuck
is you
we
know
don't-
what?
This
It's
is
okay.
why we don't.
though.
Nah, fuck y'all.
Okay, it's all right.
This is why we don't. No.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to take
You
my.
just hit me with the.
It's
bless
hard for
your
me to take my
heart,
Ed
and then
Bailey
you-
hat off. See, the average motherfucker, I'd be like, well, let me educate you. But when Ed Bailey tells us about it, I'm like, this motherfucker.
That's what. That's why we don't come to these cons because y'all we get that type of
No.
treatment.
No,
I
but
want
if
to
you
learn.
come, that will
But
happen
you
if you
haven't
come to
spent
Universal Fan
100 some hours fighting another motherfucker that you see out there. You gonna get a different response from them.
Wait, so all right, off air, you'll explain to me how many more X-Men there are because I thought it was the nigga with the eyes, the Storm, Wolverine, Beast Boy,
And the movies.
Beast Boy is
the
Teen
Titans.
Titans.
Oh, okay, look at you.
Well,
look
my
at
kids,
you.
yeah, we watch Teen Titans all the time.
Yeah.
They make the best
Yo,
music.
Teen Titans Go?
They make the best
is
music.
So them
fucking-
them joints.
motherfuckers are. Yo, I hated
won't be
them
catching
because
villains.
what was the show before?
got me catching. Yes.
Yes.
That's the shit. That's the jam.
Young
yo.
Justice was on.
Scooty Booty.
Yeah, the Scooty boot.
Listen.
Don't tell those Uncle Jocks
No more.
Oh, that shit
So
go.
I don't
That shit
care.
goes.
And okay, so the night begins to shine.
Oh.
Did we just stop the show?
I used to when I see that shit on, I'll rewind that shit. Oh, I'm only
Yes.
halfway through. No, I'll rewind
Oh,
that
I'll be
bitch.
getting
Like,
dressed in the morning.
Yeah.
That should have come on, not just be standing at
It's
the
like
TV.
nothing.
And wife
I'll
be
be
looking
late.
like, yo, we gotta get in the car, and I'm just like, nah, hold on, let
I'll be late.
me see if they doing something inappropriate or something. That I need to block.
That is their
yo,
music
and I don't
is
know
so dope.
I don't even know like how, but it actually bangs. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like
girl, you're so amazing.
Yes.
Like a suit
Between
that's
that and the Steven Universe joint.
I do like a couple of them.
you know,
joints,
yeah, like I haven't like it's so in depth and they're like it's prolific. And I don't catch them at the right time or whatever. Because like Cartoon Network, it's all Teen Titans, and then again, every once in a while have like some amazing Gumball or some shit. But it's just
Which I love.
So it's easy to catch Teen Titans. But I mean, they do actually have a great lineup on Cartoon Network. That's the one thing I'll say because I love animated like just cartoons in general. And like you look at like Disney and some of the other folks or whatever, like they do try to bring in adult humor, but like Cartoon Network brings
They
in
win it.
heavy adult humor and like it's so inventive. Like, you know what I mean? Like they really do put a lot of time, effort, money, and like like into the writers and making like
Yeah.
they push the genre of like animation in general. You know what I mean? And like these kid shows, they've had hits, man. Amazing. Like that fucking Adventure Time and shit like
Yeah.
that. What's that one that had the motherfucker with the pancakes?
Oh,
Flapjack?
regular Flapjack.
Flapjack used to
Listen, I
go.
used to love to get intoxicated and watch Flapjack.
Flapjack used to.
I still Flapjack was
intoxicated now. I'm gonna go watch.
hilarious.
So let me ask then: is there a channel to capture like some of these con like things? Like, where do you? So I know you said Netflix has a lot of the anime.
Netflix has a lot. Hulu.
Hulu. Okay.
Yeah,
if you have a streaming service.
Yeah, if you have a streaming service, I would say Netflix and Hulu. If you wanna give anime a try, Crunchyroll
Yeah.
has a streaming service.
Well, so
Funimation has a streaming service.
So I do illegal shit. So anime44.com or Anime Nova, if you just wanted to like stream free any anime you want streaming, like whether it's a series or whatever, and it typically has a dub or a sub. Option or whatever. So AnimeNova.com gives me all of my streaming.
I prefer dubs.
I prefer.
I mean subs, not subs.
Yeah, I don't
mean
like
dubs.
dubs. The dubs, the voices on them bitches,
They're
are
always-
mad, weird, and
I
like
like to-
exaggerated and poorly because they don't
Yeah.
give them the same money. It's not the same thing to them. It's fucking trash.
I like to hear what they're saying because I like to hear the emotion behind
Yeah.
like what they're actually saying in
It's
the
actually
native
acted
language.
out, yeah.
And then
You like for
read
them to
it.
whisper in your ear.
A little bit.
Okay.
Love it.
All right. I like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
if
Yo,
you-
I'm just learning so much about you. Like, it's just crazy. Like this is like a whole nother world that I just have not even seen or been a part of. Like that's crazy.
A world that you have been a part of is the podcasting, and like that's what like I'm excited about. Like
Yeah.
that aspect
So-
or whatever. Like and like
And it's
who
and
you're
I'm
trying
still
to, like,
looking
bring
for
in.
podcasters because it's one of the I think
So like
people
tell us more about like your I mean, like, one, your involvement with podcasts and like the type of podcast that you're trying to bring into this Anime Con, like in the fit and like how you plan to fit them in.
So one of the things about fandoms and me and whatever, we do want like nerd podcasts, and especially nerd podcasts of
What are some of the podcasts
color.
that you've like? I mean, some of the,
we
some
have
ones that you
so
like
one of the
that-
ones that I'm really excited about is Outlaw Bars, who it's all women who talk about anime, Ed. And so like podcasts like that, it's a lot of, I can't give too much away since we have not released our programming, so I'm a little limited. But
people are looking though, yeah.
But yeah, so but there are but things like that, like, and that's mostly recommending anime podcasts because I'm not giving away programming. But so it's but we're looking for, of course, nerd centric, geek centric, fandom centric podcasts, but not just that. If you would like to just broadcast from Universal Fan Con and want to be there and talk your nerd shit or talk your fandom shit or talk your shit, we want you there. That's basically it. So I think people kind of think you have to be popular and whatever. I'm not a popular girl. I'm not one of the cool kids. I want those.
It's mad hard. Like, look, listen, man, listen. You on Drinking Partners, all right? And you've been here before. And we follow each other. We know each other. Yeah, I mean, like, we don't let that bullshit be like, oh, I'm not a popular person.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, I don't.
Maybe the humility,
the humble,
But what I'm saying is, like,
it's hard for me to let that slide.
Listen, I'm like real, like y'all have had. I'm on the same show that John Fetterman has been on. And I'm like, I'm classy. Like, I'm gonna talk to people like shit all week just on the strength of that.
This anime shit. We should have asked him.
Oh my God, I would die if John Fetterman came to Universal Fan Con.
We could put it.
Literally die.
Daddy
We could put a word in.
I would literally die. Like, he was one of the first people when I once I moved here and really started getting into what was going on and like Western Pennsylvania government and all that. He was one of the first people that I learned about. And I was like, I think I stand.
Who do you think he would dress up as?
He would have to be Wilson Fisk.
Oh,
who the fuck is that?
From Daredevil.
Yeah.
Or
Kingpin.
Daredevil, the Kingpin. Like, Daredevil, Spider-Man.
That is
that
a
kind
good
of
one.
He would have to be Wilson Fisk.
He would have
be
to be
a badass
Wilson
Wilson
Fisk.
Fisk. John Fetterman, if you're
Wilson-
listening.
Or
Is Wilson Fisk?
yeah, I mean, this doesn't even, because that is the easy. Like, he puts on a
white suit.
and
it's
curtains.
like it shuts it
He
down.
would win the
Wait, is
award.
that-
He
is
would win
that,
awards if he
the
walked in
Green
with
Mile
that.
dude in
No,
the movie
he's just so
Daredevil?
He was in the Ben Affleck, yes, which we don't really acknowledge.
It was
or I
Green
don't.
Mile in the Ben Affleck movie.
That's what I said. All right.
Duncan.
But there's also
Michael Duncan,
Y'all slept
Clark,
on me.
Michael Clark. No, but
I'm
you good.
here.
That was good though.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
because I didn't
Hold
even-
up.
I'm
I've been
here.
believing in you
Michael
the
Clark
whole
Duncan
time.
did. Yeah.
Slept on me.
I've been
cuz.
believing in
Good
you the
shit.
whole time.
Did you watch the cartoon, the Spider-Man cartoons though?
No.
You kidding me?
Kingpin is
man,
King-
One step
that's
forward,
what-
I take 2 steps back.
What, man? That's
It's
when.
okay.
That's when I grew up with
I watched
Saturday morning
Doug,
cartoons.
man. Doug,
yo,
Pepper Ran.
Saturday
But I mean,
morning
that's a fandom.
cartoons
Recess.
was popping.
That's
in
a
the
fandom.
90s.
You'll probably have like I would
I'm
be
a Doug
shocked.
fan, like a
I would be
motherfucker.
shocked if we don't have
Oh, I love
Spinelli
Doug.
Doug was
cosplay.
the original Teen Titans when it came to the music. You know, banging on a trash can was huge.
Yeah.
I
I would say that I would be shocked if we don't have like Spinelli from Recess. Doug was the man.
Strumming on my banjo. Banjos wasn't even cool where I was from. One little voices calling me. And then they
See?
remixed it.
Look at
banging
you.
on a trash can, drumming. On the street light, strumming. On my banjo.
Look at you being a Doug nerd.
Calling.
That's your geek fact.
See?
Fine. You know what I mean?
Everybody has something.
That's your geek fact.
Everybody
fine.
has
come out?
something.
There you did.
I came out
There
the
it
closet.
is.
Okay,
Look at you.
We pulled Ed out of the geek closet. He's
Look at you.
I'm here, baby. I'm here. I feel good.
I knew it was in there.
I feel good.
It was just like, duck.
It's like, yo, something just came over me all of a sudden.
It don't like nothing. It like something. We just gotta find it.
Ain't that crazy? Like, I feel like my persona is, Ed don't really like nothing. Like, no,
Everybody likes
do like
something.
shit.
Everybody likes
I really
something.
do like shit. I feel good.
Look at you.
Cross my legs.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Shit.
You're welcome.
Fuck around. Let me be out this motherfucker.
I've been believing in you this whole time.
I'm
I knew
coming
it was
dressed
there.
as Quail Man. I'm
I
coming
didn't-
to Universal Fan Con dressed as Quail Man.
Hey, yo, you come to a con dressed as Quail Man, you would win.
Ed,
You would win all the contests,
if you
cuz.
come,
Yes.
I'm
Like
gonna
all
say
the
this.
like you would
I'ma
you,
have a
you know how
Louis
many,
Vuitton
you know how
belt.
many motherfuckers would come and take pictures with you? Because I would do the same I'd be like, that's fucking Quail
Let me tell
Man
you something.
with the
If
cape
you
and the belt.
come to Universal Fan Con dressed as Quail Man, I will make you a whole pot of gumbo.
Oh shit,
Man,
There is
I'ma
a
come
pot
out with-
of gumbo.
I would
waiting
love
for
to
you.
see
I
Quail
will be
Man
the
and
blackest
mother-
Quail Man. I have on True Religion cargo shorts. I'm gonna have on a polo sweater vest. I'm have a Louis Vuitton belt on my head with a motherfucking blue bandana. Oh, I'm about to.
I'm with it.
I'm about to be Crip Quail. Cook
The
real.
whole lot, if that's the case, BB gonna try. My daughter's gonna try and jump in pictures with you because she.
Well, you
Is
know,
you gonna still have the khakis?
she got to be at least 18 for me to take pictures.
Oh,
with her.
no, I mean, what kind of picture? It's just a. It's a.
I'm
it's
talking
a
about in this
family.
climate. I don't touch shoulders with no teenagers.
I
No
didn't say
offense
you
on
have to
anybody.
touch shoulders, but that's okay. I understand it and I respect it.
Yeah.
You know what? You really have to be careful about that.
You have
though.
to be
It's
really
so
motherfucking
weird. Like
careful
even
out
as
here.
a woman, like I like the show Stranger Things, and there's a kid on there who is he's a cute kid. Like he's a very, and you can tell he's going to be an attractive adult, but the reaction from women has been really gross. I'm like, okay,
I'm
this
not
is still a
taking
child.
No chances.
And I don't. It's not just a man. I think sometimes when people think of inappropriate behavior or whatever, they like to just assign it to men. And no. Women can be very inappropriate. And it's not okay.
It's weird. Like people that sexualize kids are weird to me. I mean,
Very weird.
Even when you take it away from like, I want to sleep with them or whatever. But like sometimes you'll see these pictures that are just like normal ass pictures, and then people will like be like, oh, I wouldn't have my daughter out here slutting around like this, that, and the other. And it's like, it's just a little girl like
She's
in
5.
in some cute little shit or whatever. And it's like, why did you take it there, bro? Or like, or like, oh, well, this is like when somebody calls a toddler sexy or some shit like that. Like,
Or like he got all the girlfriends. He got all the hoes.
Yeah, the
no,
hoe- yeah,
he
you know
doesn't
what I
have the
mean?
hoes. He's in pre-K.
Yeah, you know how
People
the
are weird as fuck.
motherfucker to dress their son up like, and the whole Gucci down to the socks.
I really enjoyed letting my kids be kids, and they're growing up now, and I'm letting them grow up. But I don't feel like this tug because I let them be kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm not the greatest parent. Like I'm only okay, and I let my kids be kids.
okay, keeps them alive to their 18. And
Okay,
at that point,
listen.
you've done your job.
Okay, got them okay.
Well, I mean, look, the type of climate we're in now has Nick Cannon producing an app called Consent. Have y'all heard of this shit?
Yeah.
Now, when Nick Cannon is making a dating app called Consent, to where you can consent to sex with people, and
Black
you
Mirror,
document
man.
it, like
Black-
that's the
Which I've
climate
just
we're
gotten
in now.
into, by
Black
the way.
Mirror. Oh my God, man, that's an episode of Black Mirror. Is that Consent? And I ain't want to. I ain't no spoilers, but there's a episode that revolves around that whole thing.
Oh,
or whatever.
really?
And and then it's crazy. I mean, that is is the
Crazy
thing that you're
that
moving
has to be
into.
created.
But like, my thing is that like with the censorship or whatever, I can't censor my kid from anything.
No.
She has a
They're
they're gonna find it if they have access to the internet. And they have to have access to the internet. It's the greatest like tool that they have at their disposal is unlimited knowledge. So like, no matter what is going on, no matter like what the schools are doing, like if you want to like teach a kid to learn on their own versus going into like a university and having to do that, or whatever, pay for an education, you have to give that to them. They're going to have access to every fucking thing. So you can't be like, all right, I'm not going to like, if we're sitting together, I'm not going to show you like, the shit on TV. Yeah. But like, my thing is like, if you see this is what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Think of all the things that we were exposed to, and we didn't even have the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they still had tapes back then.
They
It was-
definitely
your
had tapes
parents
and
had
magazines
tapes.
and everything
Well,
else.
And they didn't always hide them tapes.
Well, I found Playboys like when I was like 7 or 8 years old underneath like the bed. Yeah, being
I
like,
remember my,
We all
homeboy.
found the wavy Spice Channel. Okay.
yeah,
Everybody
it was
got
a
the
little
wavy.
tip to the yeah. Oh,
my-
yeah, the wavy dips
Everybody
when you would like
got the wavy nipples.
you put the hanger to the side and it would get like a little. It was right next to the Disney Channel. It was Disney Channel and wavy titties. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
like
My parents made the mistake of letting my teenage cousin come live with us, and he was in the HBO and Cinemax, and so he would just be sitting in front of the TV watching this shit,
Skinemax,
and we'd
back
just
in the
be
day?
sitting there with him like.
Skinemax.
I'd just be sitting there like, damn, something's supposed to be happening to me. 'Cause I like this. This is cool.
The worst thing about it is like once we got the internet and started seeing like real porn,
Well,
Skinemax was so passe. It's like this
Yeah,
is regular
this
ass
ain't-
shit.
yeah,
They
this
just
is
show
like
this
our
on
basic
NBC.
I'd have seen more than
Humping.
this. Watching my mama run from the bathroom to her bedroom after the shower. She'd have forgot to take her towel to the bathroom. She got to scamper across the hallway to the go ahead. It's cool. I got the internet now. It's cool.
I'm
Don't worry
glad
about
to
it.
know I'm not the only mama with that issue.
Oh, every mama's going
Turn
through
your
that.
head. I gotta go to my room.
Every mama's
I ain't
done
never
it.
seen with my mom, but I like she's always like she's been in but boy, you ain't getting nothing I ain't never seen before. Like it is, you know. But I mean, yeah, no, I mean now you can't censor kids from shit like that. And the thing is that they know it better than you. That's the
Yeah.
thing. At the end of the day, as much as I mean, they are gonna know it better than you. And like all our kids, like we got like, you know what I mean, 17 through like, I mean, a 10-year-old. So it's like they knew the shit. My kid was downloading apps, like free apps. 'Cause she like when she was 2, like, yeah, I mean, like knew that they were free apps. Yeah, I mean, like, cause they were charging, and I was like, how the like? Well, I mean, I was giving her that because I wanted to,
Yeah.
like, but she has that. She's like 11 now. She knows that shit better than me.
Yeah,
My
God.
niece is like that.
She's
My niece
fixing
is,
her mom's phones and shit.
my niece is 3, and she already knows how to navigate YouTube, navigate
Oh,
Netflix,
yeah.
and all that.
My
It's
son
not
knows
even-
how to find all that shit.
Yeah.
He knows how to get to the apps that he likes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He knows when it's somebody got to enter a passcode because he going that.
But the thing, like,
Yeah.
with me,
In the
it's so
room with
funny. It's so funny
cell
because I don't
phone.
have little kids. Like my kids have phones, so I'm not used
Yeah.
to like kids
Yeah.
don't have to grab my phone. So my niece will grab my phone. I'm like, oh no, TT phone, you can't do that with hers. You gonna see titties? Give it back.
Yeah,
give it back.
Yeah, no. Her shit. She don't have no kids. She,
TT got a boyfriend. You can't do that.
yeah, she don't have. She don't have a kid friendly camera
Yeah.
roll.
Nene grown.
Yeah,
You
nah.
can't,
you only in grandma's camera, but with grandma, she might be a little freaky too. Let's
Listen, grandma's a freaky. These
grandmas the fuck around discovered camera phones, and they all depends and shit.
I always-
what-
days. I always get like a little discouraged. So I'm like, is that gonna be me?
Mm-hmm.
Am I still gonna be 68 sitting in my titties? Because I really would rather not.
Well, yes.
So send
if
your-
you if
I
you're
mean,
married,
there
yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with sending it.
It's not. No, it's not wrong. It's just I don't want to.
If
I
I'm
don't want to
still
be. No.
married, I better get a titty pic.
Hold on.
Shit, that means
I don't give a fuck if
still
them
somebody
titties is-
still wants to see your titties.
I don't give a fuck.
I
if
don't
the
have a
nipples is touching
problem
the
with
linoleum.
actually-
Look, if it's unsolicited titty pics, then that's a whole nother thing.
that's
But
the
if
thing, but
somebody's
I-
still requesting your titty pics at 68, you doing something right.
I just don't want my 60-year-old titty pics to get leaked. That's my problem.
You know what I think?
I don't
You
want my.
sending them too.
Exactly. You gotta know.
So
your-
that's the thing. I
And
just
get
want to
'em
make
off the
sure that my
cloud.
I just
Get
want to
'em
make
off
sure
the
that my
cloud.
judgment is still intact.
Get 'em off the
That's all.
cloud.
I mean,
It's
I've
gotta
made
be,
it.
It gotta be from like the lips down. I guess. Yeah, you can know face.
I've
pics
made
still.
it
That's-
thus far without any leaks, and
Yeah, get them off the cloud and only send titty pics to Harold.
You know what, man?
Harold's an old man. They don't know how to use the internet.
dude's name Ray.
Don't know Harold have the internet. Don't have no Harold have a Wi-Fi.
I feel like if my nudes get leaked when I'm 68 and motherfuckers want to see them and share them, man, go ahead. Like, I ain't
It's
even
such
mad
a-
at it.
it's like a-
68 right now. I'm not in the right mind space for motherfuckers to just be sharing my dick. You know what I mean? Like, not that because dicks are so in high demand, I couldn't see it. But like, man, at 68,
Dicks are in high demand.
well, not in high. In
Dicks are so in high
it's
demand.
a saturated market
It's
for
a
dicks.
saturated.
There's
It's
a
an
lot.
oversaturated
Yeah.
market
It's
for this,
a
so nobody's
saturated
really giving a
peen-
fuck about.
Peen pick market is saturated. It's oversaturated.
It's a buyer's market.
I'm so mixed on my nudes getting leaked because it's like, because it's a very personal thing, right?
Which
You're
one of
sending-
those is it, the bull or the bear?
Right. It's very personal, but also, it's like the joints is flames. So if they get leaked, it's kind of like,
I just I just I don't know. I don't really have a lot of nudes to get leaked. This is not I don't stand in front of a mirror taking pictures of myself naked.
Oh, me either. I'm sorry. Did I say that? I was
No.
talking about somebody else.
I think it's absolutely cool when a woman does it. There's nothing sexy about a man to me, so I just don't.
It's so funny, like, because you can't, like, dudes cannot send unsolicited nudes. You cannot.
What's the male nude pose? Like, how do I have to? Is it military style? Like, do I look like a motherfucker at Buckingham Palace? Do I got
That's the
big
other
ass
thing. Like,
pistol?
I mean,
Taking a
men.
nude?
Part of it is that men are at an aesthetic disadvantage. 'Cause
Yeah, like-
you don't have.
I don't
Women
know.
have a lot of things that they can be creative with.
Yeah,
Men
I just-
do not have that. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
not. Am I sticking my ass out? What am I doing?
blame the
Is
patriarchy.
my
I don't
leg
know.
up on the sink? Like, what do I do?
You got to do the Captain Morgan.
the Captain.
So, yeah, you gotta do the Captain
I have
Morgan.
my shit on a bottle of Hennessy. I
Right.
have my foot on the
You
bottle.
got to do the Captain. And then like the comparison pose. So like next to a remote, next to a Febreze bottle.
Wait, this is a thing?
This is a thing. You didn't know that?
What?
It's a thing.
I've not sent. I'm gonna be honest.
Because
I've
you can
never
like you
sent
can
a
you
dick
can get
pic.
catfish with the dick. And I mean, but you're like married, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
But,
I've been
like,
living. I lived before I got with wifey, and I never sent. Like, God, I just never.
Well,
I
that
never
just means
sent-
you have good
Now,
marketing.
I've never. Well.
I mean, the less you have to
I
do,
just
the
don't
better,
know what
right?
I can say here.
I'm just saying, the less you have to do, the better. No, I don't want to. I don't want you to incriminate yourself. I'm actually saying,
I don't know what
you
I
just
can
have
say.
good
Still
marketing.
incriminate yourself on this show?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
because we've been recording for like over 200
Well, now
hours.
we talk about dick pics.
No, we're talking
and,
about dick pics.
Oh, you
I
talking about
can't-
dick pics?
So I've never
Oh.
sent one. I've never.
He's saying
sent
he's
a
never
dick
sent
pic.
one.
you've
I'm just
never
saying
sent
that
a
means
dick
he has
pic?
good marketing.
I've not saying that I've
sent
never
dick
like
pics.
been on a FaceTime.
I've
or
given
something.
somebody a
Like,
preview of a remix before.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean,
saying.
It
but I
happens.
don't not
I
send
try,
a.
like I don't send unsolicited dick pics. You see what I'm saying? I don't just pop up on a
Fellas,
chick
don't do
like,
that. Please don't do
bruh,
that.
Yeah,
Like
I mean
you
that
have
is
to.
the worst. Yeah, that's some. And like I said, when you're talking about like a you know what I mean, even like go back to. You know, like that is disrespectful. You see what I'm saying? If somebody approaches you like that, if like you show up in my DMs with a like unsolicited motherfucking nude, I'm like, come on, man. Like you don't know what my lifestyle is, you know, this, that, and the other. Like that's disrespectful as fuck. And you treat them however the fuck. No matter what you say to them, it's okay. You know what I
It's
mean?
crazy because like me and my friends, we used to joke about like when in doubt, pull it out. You know what I mean? Like that was a thing. That's not a dick pic. That's an unsolicited dick pull though.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and-
I think it's a little different when you're in person.
Well, in person,
But
yeah,
I do feel
just
like
never
if I
on
get
the
unexpected
phone.
dick, I don't. It's always if you're not in a relationship or whatever, it's jarring.
Yeah, I mean it's offensive. It's fuck.
It's
like, you
I
know?
don't
I've been
know why
chilling with
because unsolicited titties are very
Awesome.
different.
Well, I mean,
very
titties.
awesome.
Everybody
Because
loves
it-
titties.
everybody
There's
loves the
nobody
big
that
titty
doesn't
girl.
love titties.
Everybody
There's
loves
nobody.
the big titty girl.
Nobody doesn't love titties.
Only
That's just
awkward
I mean,
thing a titty can do is milk in your mouth. Like
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
hey, you should be
it's
ready
nothing-
for that. That means she got a small child. I mean,
we've all
it's
come.
either your
We
child
all
or
come
it's
from
not.
titty. We've been
Yeah.
to the titty. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know anybody who's like fuck titties. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
not.
nobody,
It's
you
just
know.
not.
No,
it's not a
hell
thing. Unfortunately, and that's just one of the few double standards we have in our favor. Dick is not the same, and it's just dick is aggressive.
well, and the thing is that like
And
you
it's
don't
not that I
penetrate.
just-
Well, you don't
Dick
understand
I am a
somebody's.
fan. Let me state for the record, I am a fan, but it is very aggressive if I don't know that it's gonna be here.
It's because, well, not because, but like part of it is that like you don't know what trauma folks have gone through. Either,
Yes.
you know what I mean, and dick is way more traumatic than titties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A
Titties
lot
never
more
been
people.
forced on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's very few people. I'm not saying it's not traumatic for anybody ever. I mean, anywhere, but there's very few people that have been traumatized by titties. A lot of motherfuckers been traumatized by dick. So you just sending it out there to somebody. I mean, you don't know what they're like. I mean, their past has been or whatever. That could be. I mean, and it's, again, it's still offensive because there's nothing pretty about that shit. You know what I mean? At least like.
I've seen some aesthetically
There's some
pleasing
you
dicks.
might be able to get it if somebody puts time and effort into a dick pic. Maybe you can make an artistic dick pic or whatever the fuck. But I mean, it's an ugly fucking thing, man. It's a pretty ugly thing. At least with women, they look like flowers and
Titties are so
fucking
great.
and titties are just
These are very nice.
titties are
great.
They're curves.
Yeah.
It's like they're very aesthetically pleasing.
So many different types, different
Yeah.
shapes, nipple size changes. I don't know if we've taken our podcast to a whole different rating on.
And if
on
anybody
iTunes
is
with
wondering
this.
how I can talk about Universal Fan Con and dick pics in the same, it's because I believe that sex positivity is inclusivity, and there will be sex positivity at Universal
There
FanCon.
it is.
Go.
You're welcome.
There it
There's
is.
no
'Cause
other reason to go. If you
We
don't
will
think-
definitely have talks about sex and news and nakedness and all method
We're
of things.
adults.
So
Well, there
we're
you
grown
go.
ups.
Yeah, well, you just
There will be
landed on
awesome
your
because we're a
closer.
24-hour con, so there will be awesome night programming.
Oh.
There goes the closer.
So is the podcast going to be going throughout the evening too?
It's depending on the demand,
Yeah.
and if there's somebody who wants to do a night,
sex positivity podcast.
I would
Ooh, if
I
there's
would
a nice
actually-
podcast out there.
I would actually faint if you guys came out there to
We would
Baltimore. It's
definitely come to
April
Baltimore.
27th to 29th.
I would definitely come to Baltimore. I do
Gotta
the
be more.
same shit
And sit
and
with
talk
the
about how
geeks.
I don't know shit.
What?
And how Day knows everything. He would wear that hat. He's probably got shirts. I'm probably gonna wear like a LeBron jersey because I'm gonna be like,
I'm gonna show up with the fam. We go.
I'm gonna
we,
dress up
we
as a
struggling this
Monstar.
season.
I'm
We
gonna dress up as a
what's-
Monstar.
What we,
man.
okay, so on LeBron, what we gonna do this season?
No,
We
you gotta-
What we
struggling.
gonna do is go to the playoffs. That's
We are gonna go to the
and the
playoffs.
city's gonna make some more money, and I'm just
Yeah,
want my
we
city
are.
to prosper.
There's no way we're not going to the
well,
playoffs.
the Warriors are gonna win the championship.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
It's not our year. It's not like my Saints
ain't
didn't make
nobody
it.
year.
My Cavs didn't make. No,
You know what?
We just
I'm
don't
hoping-
have the
I'm
cheat code
hoping
for the Warriors.
That it's Philly's year, man. Like shout out to the Eagles.
I'm
right
so
now.
tired of the Patriots.
Shout out to the Eagles.
Nah,
no, I've always
man.
been my teams are the Steelers, Green Bay Packers, and the Philadelphia Eagles in that motherfucking order.
How did you exist rooting for the Eagles? Because they will break your heart.
I mean, like I just want them to do well. Like I come from a. You gotta understand.
Nope.
You have to understand, right?
Philly sports is
You
rough.
gotta understand.
Philly
I come
sports
from a
fans are
city.
assholes.
I come from a city
Yeah.
where I've seen 7 championships, right?
Yeah.
So I'm cool. I'm taken care
You
of.
ain't- So you're
My
gonna
third
underdog.
scene,
Nigga, you
I'm not
ain't
that
seen
invested.
7
And I love the Green Bay. I've seen
The
7.
Philadelphia-
You gotta look
I mean,
at
the Pittsburgh Steelers
You
have-
gotta look at the Steelers, and you gotta look at the fucking Penguins. Since I've
Yeah.
been alive,
You
I've
ain't
seen 7.
seen the
We had the
Penguins win
back-to-back.
shit.
We saw the Penguins
The
back to
Penguins got
back.
back to back.
They got 5.
He ain't seen
They got
it.
5.
The Penguins
He
got
ain't
back to back.
watching it.
I did watch
he
this
ain't
shit.
saying shit about hockey. He don't give a
I've
fuck
watched,
about hockey.
I've watched
He's just
the
claiming
Penguins
it.
win 5, and I've watched the Steelers win 2. That's 7 championships.
You
and
ain't
I've been to
watched
three.
Can I tell you what the-
3 parades.
Can I tell you what
You ain't watching
See.
win.
Can I tell
He's
you what the
only-
tiebreaker is?
Hmm.
He saw Flashpoint Paradox. If you would have saw Flashpoint Paradox, it would have been more difficult.
But what I said was real. And
if you
he's
say
just
so.
He's just taking credit for what they've done, which is fine. He's from Pittsburgh.
Unfortunately
So
for
again,
you.
my thing
I've
is
seen several
that's how I
championships
get
myself.
through. That's-
Unfortunately for
I've
you.
seen
Several
O State.
chips.
I've seen O State win 2. I've seen the Cavs win. I've seen it, and I've been a fan of those teams. I've seen three championships from teams in which I'm a real fan, as opposed to the 5 where you're just from the city. You've only seen 2 of teams that you're actually a
Oh,
fan
I'm a
of.
fan
You're
of
not
the
a
Pittsburgh
fan of the
Penguins.
Hey,
Get
Buzzy,
fuck outta here.
Buzzy, for 3
Fuck
years.
outta here,
have you ever
B.
heard- Hey,
I
Buzzy,
fucks
in
with the
3 years,
Penguins.
Buzzy, have you ever heard Day say shit about the Penguins?
Why we gotta fight though?
Facts. We can close. Where can they find you?
Where can
Fuck ain't no Penguins fan. Fuck out of here.
Shout out to that Crosby motherfucker.
That's what he is to you. That
I'm just
Crosby motherfucker. Now,
I
they
would
have
feel
had-
differently about this if you saw Flashpoint Paradox.
That's cool.
I'm
That's
just
cool.
saying.
It doesn't change the fact. That's the,
It
That's
also
fair.
It doesn't change
It also
the fact.
doesn't change the fact that I'm used to parades in this motherfucker. Yeah,
There are
so
a
it
lot
makes
of
it very
parades.
easy.
There have been 2 parades
to
since I've
be,
lived
you know,
here.
when you say when the Philly, you know, how do you do Philly? It's because, you know, I get my parades here. And I
I'm
hope to see one in
interested-
Philly because PA. PA
Hey, man,
representing, man.
I
you
don't-
can
Shout out to PA.
You want to be third
PA
party
in the
repping?
building,
Go ahead.
baby.
If you third
this is
party
coming out.
repping,
This is coming out after the Super Bowl. So yeah,
But, you know,
I mean,
so like I'm
this
a
is
New
coming out.
Orleans
this is
girl.
coming after the Super Bowl, man. Shout out to the Eagles
I would like
for
to see-
winning the Super Bowl, the
Ooh,
upset.
Bold.
The upset
I'm-
in the because they counted Foles out, right? They counted Foles
So
out.
listen,
You
I
don't
told
give
They
people.
been counting Foles
I
out,
told
you
man.
don't give a
B.
fuck
I-
about Nick
Daddy dog.
Foles.
But
Hell
listen,
yeah.
no, but listen. So I'm a dyed in
He
the
know- he
wool
balled out the last week,
Louisiana
bruh.
girl Saints fan. Like I am a LSU Saints all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But when we started talking, because when we made it through the playoffs, I was like, we are not going to make it through Philly. We didn't make it through Minnesota, but I told them we are not going to make it through Philly. And the road to the Super Bowl goes through Philly. And everybody was like, no, with Nick Foles. And I'm like, Okay, because I'm
said the same
trying
thing,
to
too.
be
I was
less
like-
of a bitch on the internet, but that was like, okay, I'm not going to deal with
I
it.
said the same
good
thing.
NFL quarterback.
I was like,
he's nothing to rave about.
No, he's not anything to rave about, but he is the NFC champion.
No.
and I will not take that
fuck
away from
all
him.
that shit. I said not with Nick Foles. He came in and he balled out for 3 consecutive games. And that last game that he fucking played, he didn't just rely on the team. This motherfucker was like 5 for 5 for a drive, 5 for 5 for a like. Yeah, I mean, like he balled his stats. He like left that game with like 130 something like quarterback rating and like 3 touchdowns. He didn't just come into a team and just do enough.
I'm not
he
saying he
balled
can't have
the
a good
fuck
game.
out.
Let me tell you this.
Three games in a row to get to the Super Bowl. Nick Foles, shout out to your Super Bowl championship. They didn't say you could
one
do
of
it.
the best offensive lines, good running game, very good receivers. He has
Good
and
defense.
he's
the
got,
tools.
and he's
defense.
smart.
He has the
and he's
tools.
smart, and he
he's
doesn't
smart.
turn over the
All
ball
right,
well.
You sound like
Over.
Stephen A. Smith.
Let me tell y'all
Can
something.
Can we
Let me
get
tell y'all something. If Philly plays, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, if Philly plays 60 minutes of football,
Yeah.
if they play a full 60 minutes, you can beat the Patriots if you play 60 minutes.
And that's how they beat
Because
him.
the Patriots don't play till the second half. Like, we've learned this now.
Yeah.
The Patriots ain't going to fuck with you till the
Yeah.
second half. They're not going to tire themselves out. They're going to let you,
Yeah.
they're going to rope a dope.
Well, they're
Exactly.
They're
That's-
gonna
yeah,
figure
they-
you
yeah.
out.
Right.
And they're going to switch
Yeah.
their game plan at halftime.
If
and
Philly-
they're going to shut you down, and they're going to, exploit your weaknesses. I personally have no horse or whatever the fuck, no dog in this race, whatever it's called.
It doesn't matter.
But
You're too late
I would
for
like
it. They
to
already won the
see.
Super
I
Bowl.
would like to see, them tie the Steelers just to see how the fans react.
No matter. We still got the greatest
Philly would
franchise in all
actually
history.
explode.
I don't think that's
All right,
true.
well, you
So
can just
can we
Google
get
it.
you- No.
So where can they find me?
Number one all.
Yeah, where can they find
You can find me everywhere. You can find me on Twitter, of course, beauty_Jackson. Please say the underscore. You can find me on Instagram, same. You can kind of find me on Snapchat. If you cajole me into Snapchatting, I'll Snapchat again. But I do have a Snapchat, beauty_Jackson. You can kind of find me on Facebook, but you got to look for me. I'm not going to tell you how to find me on Facebook. But I mean, people find me because I've been getting out there.
Yeah, you findable.
I'm findable. Like
You got a lot of fans.
once J.K. Rowling started following me and retweeting me, I got real fucking findable.
Yeah. Where can they find the Comic-Con?
We are going to be at the Baltimore Convention Center at Universal. We're Universal Fan Con. We're going to be at the Baltimore Convention Center April 27th through the 29th. I have something very special planned on the 26th. So it would behoove you to come down a little bit early. We are going to have a fabulous weekend in Baltimore. It's going to be so great. I am in charge of entertainment, and you can judge how entertaining I am or am not. But
Well, you sat with us for 2 hours.
I sat with you for 2 hours, and it's going to be fantastic. So I would highly recommend that you come. It would be very exciting to me if you come.
How do folks submit?
So if you submit, if you go to universalfancon.com and just scroll to the bottom, you can see podcast panels. I kind of supervise podcasting panels.
Kinda,
so
yeah, man,
I have a little bit of
yeah.
like I
Big
try
dog
to like
status?
I try to
Big
play.
dog status.
Yeah.
I try
Like,
to play
I'm
a
going to see
little
it.
bit.
If you do it, I'm going to
If
see
you
it.
do
She
it,
comes
I'm
to the meetings with
and
cigars
also
and cognac.
another thing that we are going to be doing, and I neglected to mention this, but we are going to have, because we want, one of the things that I am responsible for is talent guides, volunteers. So we are going to be doing an open house in Baltimore on February 24th. Location to be announced. Hopefully by the time this airs, I will have an actual location. I'll let you guys know. But we are going to be doing something in Baltimore because we really want to get the city involved, locals
The
involved.
city needs it too, man.
The city, I love the people of Baltimore.
They just need
I
some
really
positive
do.
things to happen.
And Baltimore is such a dope place, so I hate. And I'm one of those people who came from a city who like a
Right.
black as fuck city where they kind of tried to edge us out, and we was like, you ain't getting rid of us. So I have love for Baltimore, and I would love to get Baltimore natives involved. So February 24th, I will let you guys know where the location will be. But we are looking for volunteers, especially talent guides. That's one of the things that I'm in charge of. So be on the lookout for that. We will be out there, and I'm just excited to be in a black ass city doing shit for people of color, making sure that we get out there because we here.
Yes, ma'am.
So
we're excited for you to be there, and Dave, let the people know where they can find us outside of Con. Because we'll be there like a motherfucker.
If you're looking for us, you can find us April 22nd down at Apis Mead, man. Free show. Hurry up.
February.
Hurry up in February. Yeah.
on the brain. I ain't mad. It's my voodoo. It's the New Orleans thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Man, you come in with that
it.
fro and it's captivating, man.
I'm sorry.
It's so sunny. I just felt like April. You know what I mean? It felt like it was in April.
I'm sorry. My household is Beyonce as fuck.
Yeah.
It is a very. That's all. Like we all hiving up in here.
You have such a glow. It just felt like April, but actually, you can find us February 22nd down at Apis Meadery, man. Hurry up and say something funny with the food truck. You can find us February 24th down at Compton Theater with Tommy Kupiak and PA Libations, BYOB, and ComptonTheater.com. And then you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play.
We Googleable.
Under Drinking Partners, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at partnerspod.
Hey, for the listeners who sat through this, man, we appreciate y'all. We had our second cast canceled, so we made this a little longer. So this is a longer episode. We want to thank Beauty Jackson for sitting here, bringing that black magic. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
for that universal
Thank
fan
you for having
time.
me.
Thank you, and we're gonna claim it.
Yes.
Thank you for accepting our submission because we should be down there. I should learn. We should be there. I got people in
Listen,
Baltimore.
we gotta go get some crab cakes.
We do whatever the fuck
Let's
down
do
there.
it.
Let's make a weekend of it. But
We're gonna be right in the inner
I
harbor.
got peoples down there. I got peoples down there.
Let's do this.
I got folk down there
We're gonna
too.
do the damn thing.
Shout out to my cuz, Hold Your Head Video. Buzzy, we want to thank you for editing this long ass podcast.
Can I thank Buzzy?
Yeah, thank you.
Buzzy, you did not take any pictures from beneath my chin because as a fat person, that is a hate crime. And I love you and appreciate you for that.
Nah, but to our loyal listeners, thanks for sitting through. We are the Drinking Parties. The Drinking Parties is the crew. Epicast is the family, and we out here.